Hey everyone, Sam Ovens here again, and thank you for attending the webinar the other day with me. Now, since the webinar, a lot of people have been writing in, and just the other day, a lot of people were asking questions about, not knowing what their niche was, or not knowing if the niche they'd chosen was good enough, or just all round having a general lack of confidence in their ability and their skills. And what I did is I shot a video for you yesterday, and I sent that video to you. If you haven't seen it, there's a link below this video to it, and I also sent you an email. Now, in that video, I showed you exactly, how to know if you've chosen the right niche and how to really trust your ability to go out there and start your own consulting business, be able to charge high fees, and really make a successful career and business out of it. Now, since I sent that video out, a lot of people have been writing in and they said, Sam, thanks so much for that video. It cleared up a lot of stuff for me. So I'm really glad that that video helped. I'm really glad that it served you. And a lot of people, they ended up signing up after getting that video, which is awesome to see. So if you're one of those people, awesome decision. Looking forward to working with you in the program. Now, a lot of other questions have been coming through, and I've been, scrolling through my email inbox and looking at these questions and responding to them. And another big one is I don't have enough confidence that I'm going to be able to get a client. Like, Sam, you've obviously got an awesome process here, but I just don't believe that I can get a client for myself, or at least a high value client. Like, surely clients are hard to get, clients are scarce. And generally, a lot of people have a massive fear about being able to get clients. And this is one of the major reasons why a lot of people don't start their own consulting businesses. You might have some skills and you might, know you can help some people, but you've got this fear holding you back because you don't know how you're going to get your first client or your first few clients. Or you might not have skills just yet, and you might not have your niche selected yet, but again, you've got a fear that you're not going to be able to get clients. Now, what I want to do in this training video today is address that. I want to show you step by step in detail exactly how myself and my students get clients every single day in a predictable fashion, just like clockwork. For a lot of people, getting clients is a big game of, I say that most coaches and consultants, they operate with hope marketing and random acts of marketing. And what that means is, they get into the office at 9 a.m. in the morning, they get down on their knees and they just say a prayer, and they're like, "Dear God, please, can the phone ring today? Can some business come in today?" That's hope marketing. And that's what most coaches and consultants run their businesses on. And if you're one of those people running on hope marketing, I've got bad news. Your business is going to get wiped out within the next few months. Like, you can't expect to operate a business on hope. And this all changed for me when I had one of my early mentors. And I was just starting out in consulting, and I went to my mentor and I showed him like how I was running my business, and he goes, "Well, Sam, how do you get clients?" And I kind of said, "Well, I do all of these different things. I go to networking events, I send out postcards, I email people, I do all of this different stuff, and every now and then someone's like, 'Oh, come, let's have a coffee and let's see what you can do for me.'" And he was just shaking his head at me, and he looked at me and he was like, "Sam, if you can't pay money to acquire a customer, then you do not have a business." And he said, if you can't pay money to acquire a customer, you don't have a business. All you have is a very time-consuming and expensive hobby. And that really struck a nerve with me. At first, I was kind of angry and I wanted to defend myself. Then I thought, you know what? He's right. Right now, my business is just a whole bunch of hope. Like, it's just me doing random things, hoping that something's going to happen. And that ain't a business, and that's not a predictable way to conduct a business. So one of my early mentors, he told me that you must have a proven and repeatable process to get clients, and you must have a way where you can spend money to acquire a customer. And I know for a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of people starting out, that sounds like a distant dream, or some sort of pipe dream. Like, sure, it would be awesome if we could just pay money to acquire customers, but we all know that's not the truth. Well, I'm here today to tell you that that is the truth. And the fact is that if you're running your business any other way, then you're going to get wiped out soon, and you need to fix that. So this video today, how we get clients, I'm going to really address that, and I'm going to go through the process step by step in detail. Now, this process, I've never really released to anyone before. This works so well for me that I wanted to keep it a secret and just keep it to myself and just keep it for my students. But my business has gotten pretty big now, and I don't really have any problems sharing this. But this information seriously is powerful. It has the power to completely change everything for you. And I quite honestly could sell this information for a lot of money. But here in this training video today, I'm just going to reveal it all to you totally for free. So you want to make sure you've got a pen and paper, make sure you take lots of notes, because this one's going to be a biggie. So let's get started. Let's walk you through this process. And before I do that, I first of all want to address the fact that this is a totally normal fear. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, or what your niche is, or what your level of experience or skills are. It doesn't matter. Everyone has this fear that they're not going to be able to get their first client. So first of all, just, take comfort in the fact that everyone has this fear and it's totally normal. And once we've gotten that solved, let's walk through this process in detail. So it all begins with Facebook ads. So I'll just put Facebook there. So this is where the process all begins. Now, right now, myself and my clients are using Facebook to get paying clients for our consulting and coaching businesses. Now, if you're not using Facebook, I can honestly tell you that you are leaving a ton of money on the table. This thing works so well, and it is by far the most, it's the highest performing way to generate leads and generate clients in the marketplace today. And this is coming from someone who has honestly tried everything. From Google AdWords, I've dabbled in some search engine stuff, I've done blogging, created content, I've done the networking events, the direct mail, the cold calling, I've had a sales force, I've done it all. And I'm here to tell you that nothing even comes close to the power of Facebook. And some things you might be thinking is, well, I'm in B2B, Facebook doesn't work for B2B. Nonsense. I'm in B2B too, and it works killer. And a lot of my clients are. So it doesn't matter if you're B2B or B2C or in any country around the world, Facebook will work for you. So right now on Facebook, we are creating ads and then targeting them towards our niche. And right now on Facebook, we're paying $1 per click. So these numbers will become very important in a moment, but I'm just going to write them down right now. So $1 per click. So we create an ad, and the ad I'm going to use the running example of plumbers. So let's say I created, my niche is plumbers and I'm helping them get hot water cylinder repair clients. Well, I might put an ad out on Facebook, target it to plumbers in the United States, and then say, are you a plumber looking for more hot water cylinder clients? Now that's going to get his attention because I did my research and I know that that's a pain for him. And then the image will be of a plumber, and we can find an image by just going to Google search and selecting images and just looking for plumbing images. And so it's very simple to create the ad. You don't need to be a designer, you don't need to be some sort of fancy advertising person, and it's very cheap and very easy to do. And so right now, for every click we get on Facebook, we're paying $1. So if someone sees our ad, clicks it, and we then pay Facebook $1. And these numbers are going to be very important in just a moment, so pay attention. Now, the next step in the process is a landing page. Now, a landing page is a very simple web page. It's just, a basic web page that asks the viewer for their email address in exchange for some free information. So very similar to, some of the pages you've seen of mine. I'm like, here's this piece of information I've put together, and I'll give it to you for free if you enter your email. That's a landing page. So on this landing page, we're saying, attention niche, how would you like to get this free piece of information which solves your big problem? And of course they're going to want that. I mean, we've done our research, we know what their problem is. We know plumbers want hot water cylinder clients, or whatever your niche is, we know what they want. And so we put that on the page. Attention woman over 40. Here's how to lose weight with yoga or Pilates or whatever it is. so let's say we're doing the plumbers example, attention plumbers, how would you like more hot water cylinder clients? Enter your email for this free training. And so on this landing page, we convert 30% of people who visit it into leads, and a lead is an email address. So I'll put this number up here, 30%. So that means that if 100 people visit this page, 30 of them will enter their email addresses. And that means that if we're paying $1 per click and we've got a 30% conversion rate, that means we're paying $3 per email address or $3 per lead. So we'll put this here, $3 per lead. I'm going to show you why these numbers are vitally important in just a moment, so make sure you pay close attention to this. I can honestly tell you no one else out there is teaching you this stuff for free. So pay close attention. A lot of people will try to charge you, a lot of money to learn this stuff. So this is very important. Now, the next step after the landing page is something I call a value video. Now, once someone's entered their email address here, we have to give them the free training, the free information, which solves their problem. So what we do is we put together a very simple 10 to 15 minute long video presentation. Now, to do this, you don't need to be good with video, you don't need to be good with technology or any of that. It's not your face on camera like we're doing right now. It's just you recording your screen. And to do that, we can use some very cheap or free screen recording software, and we can just use Keynote or PowerPoint to create a presentation. And what we want to do is create a very quick presentation talking about the problem that plumbers have. So if we or talking about the problem your niche has, in this example we're using plumbers. So in the plumbing example, you might say, are you a plumber struggling to get hot water cylinder clients? Every day, are you waiting for the phone to ring with someone who asks, for their hot water cylinder to be repaired, but all you seem to get is just people who want their taps touched up and expect you to do it for free? Just really explaining the problem, describing that problem in detail, because when you describe someone's problem, you resonate with them. They say, this guy knows me, this guy understands me, this guy knows what my problem is. And that's very important. Step one of bonding with someone and step one of building rapport is to meet them on their level and to show them that you understand. And a really good marketing tip, you want to write this one down. If you can accurately describe someone's problem better than they can themselves, then they will consciously believe that you have the solution to it. So if you can describe someone's problem so well, better than they can themselves, they will immediately think you're the guy to solve it for them. And it's very powerful. So in this video, we want to talk about the problem, and then we want to kind of aggravate that problem. I call it kicking the bruised knee or rubbing some salt in the wound, because no one takes action until they've gotten into a little bit of pain. So we really want to, talk about this problem. Like, we could go into some more detail. Do you have all of this equipment out in the yard? Do you have young apprentices who are sitting on the bench waiting for their next job, and all of this stuff is costing you money, and all of these people and all of this machinery could be out there working and making money, but it's just sitting? That's if we do more market research, we'll know that that's a problem for plumbers, and we can really aggravate that pain and really rub some salt into that wound to really get the hairs to stand up on their arms and to really get their attention. Because if we do that, my God, we've got their attention. And that's very important at the start of the video. And then once we've got their attention, we want to talk a little bit about the solution, but not quite enough. So we want to give them about 2 or 3 quick tips to getting more hot water cylinder clients, but we don't want to solve enough of it. We only want to solve a little bit. So we just want to talk briefly about a couple of tips. We could say, have you tried Google AdWords or something like that? We could just something random, whatever it is. And we give them some tips, and what that does is it just proves that we know what we're talking about. And at that point, the plumber's like, this guy understands me, I know I've got this problem, I know I need to solve this problem. And he's shared some tips which are good, and this guy obviously knows what he's talking about. And then at the end of the video, You want to ask the prospect to reach out if they would like additional help. So you can say, hey, look, if you're a plumber and you've got this problem, I can help you. I'm an expert at solving this problem, and if you want help doing it, here's how to reach out. Just click the button below. And that's it, very simple, what the video is like. Now, we can make this video for free. You can use your computer, the screen recording software is free, it's free to make a PowerPoint. You don't need to be good on video, you don't need to be anything fancy, and it's very easy to do. You don't even need to be good with technology or anything like that. And you can make one of these in less than an hour. So, really easy to do. And so the next step after the value video is to get your prospect to complete a quick survey. So I'll write this down here. Now, why we get them to complete a survey is because we don't want to just speak to anybody. A lot of people might view this video and they're not actually a plumber. Or a lot of people might view this video and they're a plumber, but they're a tire kicker. And they're not really going to hire us, they're just kind of kicking around looking for some free information. There's a lot of people like that. And we don't want to speak to those guys because it's a waste of our valuable time. And quite honestly, we're not going to be able to help them anyway if they're just going to ask a couple of questions. In order to do the work, you just can't ask a couple of questions, we've got to do the work. And so there's no point in us speaking to those guys. So what we want to do is get them to complete a quick survey. Now, in this survey, you could ask some questions like, how big is your business? How many employees have you got? What's your revenue? What's the problem that you have right now? And how urgent is fixing this problem for your business? We just want to ask them some quick questions so that we can determine and gauge whether they're going to be worth our time. We want to know if we speak to these guys on the phone, is it going to be a waste, or is there a high chance that they're going to turn into a client? And that's what the survey allows us to do. And so right now, if we're paying $3 an email, that means that we're paying $3 per person to view this video, because that's how much we're paying per lead. And what happens is 10% of people who watch the video schedule or complete the survey. So this number is important, a 10% conversion. And what that means is if 100 people watch the video, 10 of them will complete the survey. And so if we're paying $3 per person to view the video, then we're paying $30 per person to complete the survey. And you might be thinking, well, $30, Sam, for a survey to be completed, that sounds like a lot of money. Well, let me tell you how these numbers work in a minute, and I'll show you how this really is not a lot of money. And if you can do this, you're going to get very rich. So let me walk you through the whole process. I told you I'd get to the numbers in just a minute. So after someone completes the survey, we want them to schedule a time to talk to us. And to do this, we just get them to go to view our calendar. So there's this special software that I use that everyone in my program gets when they sign up immediately. And what it does is it allows people to view our availability. So I'm sure you've tried to schedule an appointment with someone before. You're like, are you going to be free at 3 o'clock on Tuesday? And they're like, no, what about 2 o'clock on Wednesday? And you go back and forth. Before long, it's just too damn hard. You both give up. That's how I feel. It happens all the time. So, there's a lot of friction in trying to schedule, and quite often it means that someone just won't even bother. And so with this calendar software, it allows someone to view your current availability. So if you use Outlook or Google Calendar or whatever it is, the software integrates with that. It sees what time you have available, and it shows that. And then the prospect can see what time you've got available, and they can book a time right in. They just select the date and they can schedule. And then you get an email saying, John Doe has scheduled a time, and John Doe gets an email, and then you're both scheduled in and locked in just like that. So totally automated, zero friction, and it doesn't take any time from you. So you could be asleep, you could be out playing with your children or whatever, and people could be scheduling appointments with you for the following week. So this is a very powerful tool. And because we're paying $30 per person to complete the survey, we're paying $30 per scheduled appointment in our calendar. So we're paying $30 to have someone schedule an appointment in our calendar, and then we just get to show up and talk to them. But this isn't just any normal appointment. This is an appointment with someone in a specific niche who has raised their hand and said, I have this problem. And then they've opted in, which shows that they're somewhat committed. And then they've watched a video which shows that they're more committed. And then they've completed a survey which shows that they're even more committed. And then they've scheduled a time in our calendar which shows that they're even more committed. So this isn't just any normal little appointment. This is a red hot lead. This is a red hot opportunity. And there's a vast difference between, just calling some random person or getting some postcard and, having someone go through this process. If someone goes through this process, they're hot, they're ready to go, and there's a very high chance that when you talk to them, that you'll convert them into a high-paying customer. So this process is very powerful. So now you're probably thinking, well, okay, that's awesome, Sam. We spend some money on Facebook, we put them through this process, they schedule a time to speak with us, but how do we close the deal? And that's what the last step is for. And that's where we have a phone call. Now it amazes me. A lot of people, when they start their business, they think that I'm not going to talk to anyone on the phone. I'm going to make my whole sales process automated. I'll create my little website and I'll put hire me. Here's a button to pay, and people are going to show up and just hit that button. Well, I tried that when I got started, and all it got me was like a ton of debt. And I was living in a garage with nothing. And let me tell you that if you follow that myth that you just build a website and put a button on the page, ain't no one going to be buying your stuff. And it doesn't matter what you do or how skilled you are or how much money you spend on ads, no one's going to be clicking that button. And it's because people need to go through a process to buy. They need to be nurtured and walked through a sequential set of steps. And they just don't see a button and then click it. That is not how things work. Now, the best way to convert someone into a customer is at the right point in time to get on the phone with them. I know it sounds basic, but honestly, most of the stuff that really works is basic. I can quite often tell who doesn't know what they're talking about when they make everything sound so complex. You probably heard all of my stuff and you're like, wow, it's so simple, it almost sounds like common sense. Well, let me tell you that common sense isn't common practice. And while a lot of other people are out there trying to do all of this complex shit and they're completely broke, I've been executing on common sense and keeping things simple, and I've made more than $10 million doing it. So this stuff works, and quite often you should focus on the simple stuff instead of trying to focus on the complex stuff. So we get on the phone, and on that phone call, we follow a very proven process. So we want to talk to the prospect, and we want to, first of all, start asking them about their current situation and their problem. So tell me how big your business is. How long have you been in business? How much money are you making? How many staff have you got? How are you currently getting customers? What's the best marketing thing that you've done so far to get customers? Whatever the questions are that are relevant to your niche and whatever you're doing, you would ask some different questions. And then we want to ask them what they want to achieve. So you're currently making this much with your business, and where do you want to grow it to? Like, what's your aspiration? What's your desire? We find that out from them. And then there's a gap between those two things. Here's what someone currently has. Here's what they want. Now, the gap, the difference between someone's current situation and their desired situation, that is what creates business. That's what our entire economy lives on, is that gap. And the fact that human beings always have a discrepancy between where they are right now and where they want to be. And they pay money, they buy products, and they pay for services to bridge that gap. That's what the entire economy is built on, and that's what we do on our sales calls. And once we figure out that gap, we think, well, can we help this person solve that? And we should be able to help the person solve that problem. And then we say, well, hey, look, Joe, I can help you solve that problem. Here's what it would take to work with me. And you tell him your process and how much it costs. And then he should sign up or he won't sign up. Now, right now, if you follow the proven process to conduct one of these calls, we convert 25% of them. That means that if we speak to 4 people, 1 of them will buy, 3 of them won't. So that means that if we're paying $30 per appointment, it's going to cost us $120 to acquire a customer. Now, when with my process, with the Consulting Accelerator, I show you how to create your offer and your service at not $1 less than $2,000 per month. So when you do my program, and all of my students, everyone that works with me, we have high prices because we structure our business correctly, we choose the right niche, we choose the right problem, we do it all the right way from day one. It means we can charge high prices from day one. So we're paying $120 to make $2,000. And I'll show you how those numbers work, because remember how I said that we're paying $1 per lead on Facebook, right? Then we're paying $1 per click on Facebook. Then we're paying $3 per lead. Sorry, a little bit messy here. So $1 a click, $3 per lead, and then we're paying $30 per survey or appointment, and then we're paying $120 per client. So those, these numbers aren't made up. Math does not lie. There's absolutely no way to fudge these numbers or anything. This is the real truth. And so every single day, myself and my clients, we're running this process. We're spending this money on Facebook, and we're getting this result. So every single day, we're spending a predictable amount of money on Facebook ads, and we're making a predictable amount of profit. And this thing is rinse and repeat, and it runs like clockwork. And when you set it up properly, it is immensely powerful. And this system alone has made myself many millions, and it's made my clients more than it's made me anyway. With all my different clients and all of the clients they've got, it's made them far more than I've made myself. So it's a very powerful system. Now, this phone call here is a crucial part of the process. You can, to generate the appointments, and then you get on the phone call, it's a crucial piece there. And I've done more than 1,500 of these calls, probably more like 2,000 at the time where I shoot this video. And I've studied for years what works on these calls. I've recorded them all, and then I listened to the recordings. I sent the recordings to someone who transcribes them. And, I really studied and put so many thousands of hours into figuring this out. And I took all of my transcripts and all of my recordings, and I was like, what did I say that screwed that call up? And then I was like, what did I say that made that call go the right way? And what are the calls that close and end up in paying customers? What do they have in common that the ones that don't close, have in common? And I really studied this, and I figured it out, and I figured out the proven process. And when you join my program, the Consulting Accelerator, you get this proven process. And this is what you get when you join. It's called the 7-Figure Sales Script by Sam Ovens. And don't underestimate this. I mean, it's printed out on a little booklet here, but this thing is immensely valuable. And you've probably noticed from all of my testimonials that people rave about this. And I can, with total certainty, say this is the best sales training for coaches and consultants on the planet right now. And you can see in this booklet, it walks you through how to prepare before the call, pre-call preparation. It shows you all the different parts, all of the different questions to ask. And it even has an entire chapter and an entire piece on handling objections. I've put more than 2,000 calls and, thousands of hours of thought into this, and really boiled it down and refined it into this process called the 7-Figure Sales Script. And when you enroll in the Consulting Accelerator, you get this script. You get access to it and you can just copy it word for word, and you will be able to right out of the gate start converting at 25%. If you go at this alone and you try and close calls without knowing what to do, I'd give you 3%. You might convert 3%. So that means out of 100, you might get 3. And actually it might be less than that. If you're going to go at this alone, you're not going to know what to say on the calls, and you're going to mess it up. That's a fact. But when you join the Consulting Accelerator, you get the script and you know what to do on the calls, and you can convert at 25% right out of the gates. And you don't only get access to the script, I give you a full walkthrough and training of how to use it, and I even give you recorded calls that I have done. So you can listen to me do calls, and you can see how my tonality changes, you can hear what I do, you can see how I handle objections. You can just learn straight from me and mimic me, and this is immensely powerful. And you get the script when you join the Accelerator program. So let's have a quick recap of this video. So I told you a lot of people have been writing in, having issues or having fears that they're not going to be able to get clients. Well, first of all, that is a totally normal fear, and everyone has it. So just be comfortable with that. And in this video today, I've shown you the step-by-step process which works like clockwork for myself and my clients every single day. Now, this process works in B2B, it works in B2C, it works in any niche, and it works in any different country or market around the world. So if you're thinking, will this work for my niche or this? Yes, it will. And to set this up by yourself, it would honestly take you more than 300 hours, and it would cost you more than 50 grand. And I know that because I've spent more than that much money setting it up for myself. So I've gone through this whole process. I've split tested different pages. I've found out what words work better, what design, what style, what everything. Everything you can think of in this process, I've been through it, I've tested it. And I've also figured out the best process and the best way to create the value video. How long should it be? How many slides? What should the slides look like? How do we record it? How do we do it? Well, when you enroll in the Consulting Accelerator program, I give you this whole process. I just take it from my business, and you can implant it straight into your business immediately. So you don't have to go out and figure it out from a blank page. You don't have to pay someone 50 grand or more, and you don't have to sweat for 30 or 300 hours or more trying to set this up. You just take my process, you implant it in your business, and it starts working right away for you. So I give you the slides and the script for the value video. You just change my templates to work for you. And I give you the templates for all of these pages. I give you the software, I give you everything, and I even give you my script for the phone calls. Like, there is no one else out there in the world today giving you this. Most people wouldn't give that away. Most people would be like, I've got this working for myself, I want to hold it to myself. But in this program, in the Consulting Accelerator, I don't hold anything back. I reveal to you my current day, like as of right now, how I'm running my business, how it works in insane detail, and you just take it all and implant it in your business. So what I want to talk to you about right now is the Consulting Accelerator program. So towards the end of the webinar, you will have noticed that I opened registrations for the Consulting Accelerator. Now, the Consulting Accelerator is it's a brand new 6-week online course. It shows you how to start your own consulting business from scratch, even if no one knows who you are. And it shows you how to get your first high value client in just 42 days time. So that's the big promise, and that's what we will be working together to achieve over the course of 6 weeks. Now, this program, the Consulting Accelerator, I've been teaching consulting to other people, so I've done it myself. I'm not just someone who's teaching it and never done it. I am a consultant myself and still am to this current day. And I've been teaching others how to build consulting businesses since 2013. And since 2013, I've created 9 millionaire consultants and 136 six-figure consultants, and I've helped more than 200 people quit their 9-to-5 jobs and start their own consulting businesses and live lives of freedom. So I have one of the best, if not the best, track records in the entire industry, and this program, the Consulting Accelerator, I can say without a doubt is the best program for coaches and consultants on the marketplace today, and I intend to keep it there. I am constantly I'm ruthless about updating my information and making sure it works in the marketplace at this current day. So towards the end of the webinar, I told you all about the program and I opened up registrations. So right now, as you watch this video, registrations are still open. And below this video, there's a big green button. You can click that button and you can see what the accelerator is all about. You can see what the different modules are, you can see how it works, and you can also listen to some testimonials from my clients. You can hear from their own mouths what their experience has been like and what the results they've been able to achieve have been. So I encourage you, scroll down, click that green button right now and take a look at the accelerator. And registrations are still open right now, but they're going to sell out very quickly. It'll either be, it'll be today or in the next couple of days where we hit registrations and we have to close it down. So we only have a small number of seats available in this program and we're going to sell out quickly. A lot of the seats are already spoken for. So if you're interested in joining, you must scroll down this page right now, click that green button and enroll in the Consulting Accelerator. I've shaved a ton off the price, more than 400% off the price, and we're going to sell out very quickly, so you must hurry. So thanks everyone for watching this video today. I hope this is really showing you, an inside view of how I get clients and how my students get clients. And I hope it's really solved some problems for you, cleared some things up, and really served you. So thanks for watching this video, and I encourage you right now, scroll down, click that green button. Let's get you enrolled in the Consulting Accelerator program. Let's start building your business and let's make this year your year. So scroll down, click that button now.